Hello from Tennessee. I'm going to do my follow-up on what the watch hobby means to me. First off, I'm wearing the Mundane Stop to Go today. Really fun watch. I just put it on this engineer bracelet, which I think suits it pretty well. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to read through a couple comments that resonated with me, and then I'm going to kind of just ramble about what the hobby means to me. First off, Pete from Not So Obvious Watches wrote this. Watches are a third thing that two or more people can share to create some sort of connection between them. And then my buddy Art wrote, watches are secondary to me at this point. I get a big thrill out of making others' lives better. So really, those 2 points there really talk about the sense of community, I think, very well. I like the way that they kind of word those things, whether it's the third thing or about trying to help other folks out. Now for me, as I've said a few times, I started this hobby February of 2019, roughly. I think I had one watch at that point to my current collection, which is about 16 watches. When I started, the main reason I started, I think, is I felt the need to have some sort of hobby as I get closer to retirement. I still have a ways to go. Realistically, I could work another 10 to 15 years. So I did not want to just go into that stage of my life and not have something that I could kind of redirect. I mean, certainly I like travel. Travel nowadays is tenuous at best. So the thought of, just having something I could devote some time to, and there's so much to learn about within the watch hobby itself too as well. What ended up happening though, I think, as I got involved in the watch community, and like Art said, the watches slowly became secondary. I think a lot of life is timing, and I think people cross your paths for reasons. Some for a short period of time, some for a longer period of time. But I can tell you this, that this watch hobby and the folks that I have met online through this hobby, I'm making some friends. I've made many that I am starting to consider some of my best friends, which is just the craziest thing. I've stayed away from social media for so long prior to this that I just didn't think that that could exist in that realm. So it's been a great surprise to me that the connections and the people, I've got a group of guys that I chat with daily too as well, and it's not just about watches, it's about life in general. So I just wanted to kind of go back to January of this year and then move it forward and then kind of finish this up, and thanks for bearing with me as I kind of ramble through this. Okay, so January for me started with a bucket list trip. My wife and I were fortunate enough to be able to go to Australia and spend a couple weeks there near the Great Barrier Reef. Had a fantastic time. I did bring watches with me. I took tons of wrist shots, and that was a time where I started to get into the community a little bit. So, I shared my journey and my excitement with the same folks I was mentioning earlier that I continue to talk to. I think just having those memories there, memories of not only the trip, we got to meet a friend there too as well, that we had ironically met online too as well. We were treated like gold when we were there. We just had a fantastic time. Actually ended up giving the friend that showed us around a Casio roll timer that we can see pictures occasionally with it on his wrist. So just a lot of fun, and really a bonding memory there too as well. So went from the trip to Australia. As we were in Australia, we started to hear word of COVID and what was happening, especially as it hit Asia. And it was like Chinese New Year's time, so it was impacting the tourist business in Cairns where we were staying. So that was the first we heard of it. We got back, obviously, no problem, but came back to a situation where COVID started to infiltrate and change the scope of our lives here in the United States. So, but through that time again, still that bonding period with the folks, communicating, having the watches as a distraction and a stress reliever was a fantastic thing, and forming that bond, with a tight knit group of folks too as well, was very good. And the times were so crazy that it was just it was a great thing that really could keep your mind off things that were happening here in Tennessee as well. We had some serious tornadoes move through too as well, and what had happened actually too is I have like a Casio watch that has a barometer in it, and so we were hearing the warnings, and my wife and I hit the basement. So went from the COVID to the tornadoes. That went right over our house here in Tennessee. Thankfully, nothing hurt. A few things blew around, but it was devastating in some areas, not more than a stone's throw from where I am. So we had a bucket list trip. We had COVID. Had the tornadoes, and then lastly, about end of July, unexpectedly, I lost my job. And good news is, fast forwarding to today, I started a new job on Monday. Things worked out very well. However, the loss of the job was a blow. And again, this community that I connected with, it was just it was fantastic from the standpoint that it allowed for a distraction. I had some folks actually pitched in and just gave me gifted a watch that really kind of lifted my spirits and gave me confidence. It was something I wore to interviews and so forth too as well. So, but just just very unexpected kindness from folks that I've never met in person, which is just the craziest thing. So as I embark on the last quarter of the year, obviously now getting back into the work world, starting to think about buying again at some point. For those of you who follow me, I've gone 155 days without a purchase, and initially I was moving towards the Omega watch, Omega Seamaster. I'm not sure where I'm going now. I may go back there. Tudor has really started to pique my interest. There's multiple microbands that are piquing my interest. So I don't know where the rest of the year is going to take me right now, which, again, the fun part of the hobby. But I know this, that I know that I am part of an awesome community, and I look forward, to relying on the folks to give me advice, to twist my arm into buying something, because I think I make them look bad since I haven't bought for 155 days. But anyway, so that's it with the ramble. I think if I have to summarize in just a couple words what this hobby means to me, I'm going to really echo what Art said, and it has nothing to do with the watches. It has to do with this wonderful positive community that I had the proper timing and the proper luck to a large degree, I think, to be able just to connect with folks and to move forward with them through their watch journeys and through life in general. So as always, guys, stay positive, make friends, enjoy the journey. Like and subscribe if you like this, and I will be back real soon. Take care. Bye bye.